Hey everybody, Rob Ferretti here with my favorite car, and I tell you it's my favorite car every time you ask me which is my favorite car, because it is. It's great to drive. The question is, would I ever get rid of it? And the answer is no, unless I found another one to replace it, such as this one. Now, we're at Jay's Garage here, which is right around the corner, and it says Collision Center, but they also have the building next door which does car sales. They use this lot here because it's great frontage on the corner to advertise other cars for sale, and this one undoubtedly caught my eye. I have a 3.6 liter GT3. It's a 2007. This is a GT3 RS, which they also made mine in GT3 RS, but this is a 2011. It's got a larger motor. It's a 3.8 liter motor, and I got to try it out. I mean, my car's got much of the same features. I have to see if this is worth the purchase. If it is, I'm buying it. Let's go for a ride. All right, so I want to say I'm living the dream right now, but you already know that because this is cool. I've always been a fan of the GT3 RSs. The question is whether or not it's worth the extra money, because this car is going to cost me probably $60,000 more than my car is worth. Now, it's another couple of years newer. It's got 24,000 miles. My car currently has 31,000 miles. But on paper at least, or in theory, it's an all-around better car with the bigger engine. I've already got the carbon ceramic brakes on mine, so it's not really like I'm gaining anything there. But I think, personally, this car looks a lot cooler than mine, and I think mine looks cool as shit. All right, so let me go through the differences in the two cars, because obviously everyone's like, it's like the same car with a bigger wing. And that's not really the case. The main difference is it's got a 3.8 liter motor, which all of the 997.2 GT3s had a 3.8 liter motor versus a 3.6 motor, except for the 4.0, which is completely out of whack as far as price category goes. This car, I can tell, the first thing I noticed when it started up, it's got a Sharkworks exhaust on it, which is nice because it makes it sound good. It's got the lifting system, which my car doesn't have. So where I normally just scrape my little plastic front bumper, this one has a carbon fiber front lip on it and then a lifting system. So ideally, you shouldn't ever scrape it. Not to say it's not going to happen, but you shouldn't. This has got the chrono package, so it's got this little stopwatch, which is primarily for show. I mean, nobody's really looking over at their little stopwatch while they're racing, unless the track is exactly 60 seconds long or something along those lines. The seats, it's got the different bucket seats. This has the sportier, hard-sided racing buckets. Mine doesn't. It's got the straps here to save weight. It's a lighter weight vehicle. These straps open the door instead of handles. It's got a different radio, so it's got an actual screen here versus mine. Just got the old school shit Porsche radio. It also has the bigger wing in the back, the GT3 RS wing, which is fairly indicative of an RS. And then on top of all of that, it's got the big ass graphics. In case somebody wasn't aware it was an RS, the big ass graphics to tell you so. Now, that was a long list, I know, but what does this car have in common with my car? Believe it or not, a lot. I don't know, and that's what I'm test driving it for, because they're like, it's the same car, why are you driving it? I don't know if that extra horsepower actually shows between the 3.6 and the 3.8. That's the whole, I changed my exhaust and now my car feels a lot faster. But it does sound good, I'll tell you that much. This car is also running on the Cup tires that comes from the factory with the Cup tires. I don't run Cup tires on my car, I run street tires because I drive it a little bit more frequently, and when you do something like adventure drives, the Cup tires aren't the greatest in the rain, and when you're driving across country, you don't know if it's going to rain or not. Yeah, boy. I won't lie to you, this car is already putting a smile on my face, and I've gone about 2 miles. Let's see, the air conditioning. Does the air conditioning blow strong? Because it's a little warm in here. It's good. Good air conditioning. As much as everybody wants a race car, I'll tell you what, you want air conditioning, because that's one of those things that even with a race car, you're trying to cool yourself down at all times. The Cobra R, I had to use the cool suits, which is phenomenal, but it's not a replacement for air conditioning. An air conditioner is much easier than a cool suit because you don't have to go plug in and fill up with ice every couple of hours. Yeah, the controls, everything, it's just like a nicer version of my car. And I don't know if that nicer version of my car is worth a Viper, because that's really the decision. Do I want a Viper and a GT3, or do I want a GT3 RS? I'm still up in the air on that, but the sound is pretty glorious. A thing that you do when you buy a GT3 is you get these screenshots, because like everybody tries to sell a car like it's never been on a racetrack, right? But it's sort of built for a racetrack. So to claim that it's never been on a racetrack is just bullshit. So what you can do to check out the health of the car, because a racetrack doesn't kill the car, but what you can do to check out the health of the car is you do a Porsche screen cap of, they plug into the computer, and they've got different ranges of over rev. So they can see how many times the car's been over revved, or in the, in this case, over 8,500 RPM range. And there's some that are just like, look, a guy bounces off the rev limiter or something, not the end of the world. It was in this range, in range 1 for 1 second or 2 seconds. And then you got the ones that are clearly like, guy shifted from 5th gear to 2nd gear. It was in range 4, which is like 10,000 RPM for like 4 minutes. Does sound nice though. I think the thing I'm going to take away from this car is the noise, because the noise is nice. What do I mean by the noise is nice? That's nothing. That was like 2% throttle. And 2% throttle in the world of throttle is nothing. That was more throttle, and it sounded glorious. If that is what a SharkWorks exhaust does to my car, I will have one in the mail by the end of the day, because it's awesome. But it's just, that is my takeaway with this car. Not that it's tremendously faster, because it's not, to me, noticeably faster or noticeably better handling. To me, it's better looking and better sounding. And I'm sure it's a little bit faster, but it's not, I can't be that guy with the ass dyno that says it's so much like, yeah, you know, I tweaked my car, it's got 13 more horsepower. Dude, feels like a totally different car. It doesn't. Like, it feels like the same car, just maybe a little bit lighter on its feet, if anything, just a little bit more horsepower. All right, so we're back. I just drove the RS. The only thing that really turns me off about it is it has one of the dumbest vanity options a car can have, which is the single lug wheels. And I don't know why a car would have single lug wheels. A race car, I understand, it's quick, on, single screw, off. You don't have a pit crew following you around. To get those wheels off, you need like a 700 foot-pound torque wrench, which is literally like this tall, weighs about 40 pounds, and you gotta get your body into it to take these wheels on and off. Not very practical, especially if you're on a road trip, because most people don't even have the ability to, or even the air compressors to do the 700 foot-pounds of torque that you need to get that thing on there. So you guys tell me. We've got the car here on the right, the GT3 RS. We've got mine. Do I keep mine? Do I sell mine and get this one? Don't get too worried, because if I don't buy this one, Siobhan probably will. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I like it. I don't know about you. Let me know.